Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Men Save Your Marriage show. My name is Terry. I'm your host. I did an autopsy on my failed marriage, and now I use the lessons that I learned to coach other men on how to save their marriage before it fails. I'm going to share with you the things I wish someone would have shared with me before my marriage failed. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Men Save Your Marriage podcast. We just heard the bell. That means we're entering the ring, and you are in the ring to fight to save your marriage. As you know, my name is Terry. I'm your host, and I'm glad to be here with you. I'm thrilled that you're here with me today. And we're going to get into episode number 20. I'm doing some traveling, so if the audio sounds just a bit different, I'm in a travel situation. But we'll do our best to make sure that it sounds as good as possible and as continuous as it has so far in the previous episodes. So let's dive into this. Episode 20 of the Men Save Your Marriage podcast. And this episode is about how to get your wife on board with marriage restoration. You know, saving a marriage, it takes effort from both partners. But what if your wife isn't on board yet? We're going to explore how to communicate your desire for restoration in a way that kind of fosters openness with her instead of resistance. We're also going to cover some practical strategies to encourage her and investment in the process and in getting the most powerful tools you have. And for you, as the man in the marriage trying to restore it, the most powerful tool you have is leading by example. So we're going to dig into all this today. As always, I'm going to come at you with 3 primary points. We're going to dig into each one of those a little bit, so let's jump right in, shall we? Okay, so for this first one, we're going to discuss how to communicate your desire to save the marriage without sounding critical or desperate. And that is critical, because if you come across as critical or desperate, she's going to see that as possibly weakness, but she's definitely not going to see it as a way that you're trying to lead by example in rebuilding in this marriage. So let's dig into this. Are you ready? First, check your mindset. If you're approaching her from a place of panic, fear, maybe frustration, she's going to sense that. Instead, approach the conversation with a calm confidence. That's one of the things I want to do with this podcast is arm you with what you need so that you can lead by example, so that you can go into your marriage with that calm confidence. You need to be armed with that so that you're confident in yourself and you can lead. So check your mindset first. Next, avoid blame or accusations, saying things like you never or you always. All that's going to do is put her on the defensive. It's going to knock her back on her heels. But instead, focus on I statements like, I want us to reconnect. I realize I haven't always shown up the way I should. It's critical that you use the I statements. First of all, you're leading by example. You are offering up yourself as not a failure, but as someone who maybe fell short. You're also showing her that it's critical that you lead, and you're not putting her in a defensive posture. So avoid blame or accusation. Next, express vulnerability, not desperation. And there is a difference, and she will be able to sense that. Desperation is unattractive, and it makes you seem weak. Instead, be honest about your feelings without begging for another chance. And here's just as an example. I know we've struggled, and I take responsibility for my part. I don't expect instant change, but I'd love to work towards something better. See, that comes across as vulnerable, but it doesn't come across as desperate. And that's critically important. As I said, she can sense that. And then the next one is choose the right moment. Timing does matter. And in these conversations, as you well have understood by now, timing matters. Avoid bringing up the conversation in the heat of an argument or when she's stressed or distracted. Okay, we've all been there where you say something and you just immediately know, especially as your marriages were struggling or are struggling, just a simple, what is meant to be an innocent statement or an innocent question or whatever can immediately blow up into a huge fight. You've been there. I know I've been there. So it's important. Timing really does matter. So you have to choose the right moment. And then the next one is to be clear on what you want. And you can't use vague statements. None of that. Not like we need to fix this. That doesn't work. Okay? Offer a clear vision. Something like, I'd love for us to spend more quality time together and rebuild what we had. Now you're starting to give her something she can see. Okay? You're not only leading by example when you use that second statement, but you're telling her, I want us to spend time together. I want us to rebuild what we had. Whereas if you just say, we need to fix this, it doesn't come across as clear. It almost comes across as disingenuous. And it's important that you be very clear on what you want and find the right way to express it to her. Okay, so these are just some of the ways that it's important that you communicate without sounding critical or desperate. Now, the second topic, we're going to talk about how I'm going to provide you with some clear tips on getting her to invest in the process as well, because this is a process. Your marriage didn't fall into failure, into struggle overnight. It's not going to be rebuilt overnight. This is going to be a process. So here are a few tips on helping you understand wherever you are in your marriage, wherever you are in the struggle, some of the steps you can take to rebuild it. First, start small and don't push. If she's resistant, don't demand major changes overnight. Instead, maybe just suggest small steps, like having intentional conversations or reading a book together. Okay? Just small baby steps are the beginning of this. Next, show her. Don't just tell her. It's easy to say. It's easy to offer up words, but now you need to show her. You need to demonstrate. This is where you lead by example. Women are more likely to invest when they see genuine effort rather than just hearing promises. Okay, just hearing a promise isn't going to do it, especially where you're at in your marriage. You're listening to this podcast because your marriage is struggling. Okay, so it's important. It is critical that you show her, don't just tell her. If she sees you consistently working on yourself, she'll be more inclined to follow you and more inclined to work on herself. So you need to show her. Don't just tell her. Excuse me. Next, you need to invite her into the process. Don't force her. And again, invite her into the process. Instead of saying, you need to do this, or why don't you try something like, would you be open to trying this together? Okay? You're still leading by example. You're not barking out an order now. You're offering up a path. You're offering up a destination or a process, and you're inviting her into it. Would you be open to trying this together? That's how you invite her into the process instead of trying to force her into the process. And the next, find common ground. Ask her what she feels is missing in the marriage. She has opinions. Okay, she has thoughts on this, I promise you. So, and beyond that, if she's feeling heard, she's more likely to engage in the process. If she really believes you're listening to her and you're taking in what she's saying and she's truly feeling like she's being heard, she is more likely to engage. So find common ground. And then celebrate small wins. If she makes an effort to, no matter how small, acknowledge it and appreciate it. Encouragement breeds more effort. Did you hear me? Encouragement breeds more effort. Now, what that means is you're going to have to pay attention, okay? Because she's going to test you. Whether it be something, pick whatever, some small thing that she may be used to do for you, okay? Did you ever, did she used to wash your laundry and she does it now? And maybe now she takes your clothes from the washer and tosses them in the dryer. Okay, she's testing you to see, did you notice? Are you truly engaged? Are you paying attention? And now let's take it to a new level. Are you in a position where you'll say something and celebrate that? So, come along and, hey, listen, I noticed I had left my clothes in the washer this morning and I noticed that they're done in the dryer. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Don't be afraid to use those words. She needs to hear that. And you're celebrating these small wins along the way, and it allows her to understand, to accept, oh, wait a minute, he is paying attention. He is engaged. That wasn't just lip service. He really does want to work on this. So this is critical. This is absolutely critical and important that we do this, that you celebrate these small wins. This is going to make a huge difference. Okay, now the third topic. But before we get into the third topic, I want to pause right here for a brief announcement. I've had an opportunity, and I've been given an opportunity to open up some of the coaching that I have done, but do it in a completely different way. In the past, up until now, all of the coaching that I have done with married men has been one-on-one, mostly Zoom calls or in-person meeting when I meet with some of these local gentlemen. And we've got a way to open this up to make it it's the type of coaching is called asynchronous coaching. In other words, it's you and I communicating one-on-one through an app, through small questions, through small videos, through small text messaging kind of a thing. So if you are in need of coaching, but you don't either have the time to go, at a set appointment, or you don't have a coach around you that you know, or somebody that you trust, and if you are in need of coaching for your marriage, I am opening this up to the men that listen to this podcast. I want you to go to the Men Save Your Marriage website, and it's just mensaveyourmarriage.com, all one word, or there's an abbreviated one. It's MSYM, that stands for Men Save Your Marriage, MSYM.cc. Go to either one, and at the top you will see I called it mobile coaching. Click on that. You can go in there, you can sign up, and I will take you through a process, through a couple of emails where you and I can connect through apps on our phones. And if you run into one that, you don't have time for a big sit down or to schedule a session, but you just needed a question answered, you can type it into an app, or you can record a short video, and it's immediately sent to me, and then I see it and I get to respond one-on-one to coaching. Okay, it's at a good price for being available to you basically 24 hours a day. So if you need coaching, but you don't either have the time, you don't have the people around you, you don't know the right coaches, but you need coaching for yourself to help you become the man you need to be to save your marriage, then go to the website, mensaveyourmarriage.com or msym.cc. Go there now, and you can sign up. Go to the mobile coaching page. You can sign up, and you can join my coaching program, and I will be there for you through an app on our phones where you can get questions answered almost immediately. The way I'm going to do this to start, depending on how many people are engaged, I'll respond relatively quickly. If I get enough engaged, or too many, not too many, but plenty engaged, then I will respond like for 2 hours every morning to anybody that has, sent me a message in the last 24 hours. But I'm excited to announce that we're open up coaching from the Men Save Your Marriage program. And if you could use coaching, it's not a long-term deal. There's no big contracts to sign. So maybe you need coaching for 30 or 60 or 90 days. Whatever you need, you can go to the website, mensaveyourmarriage.com or msym.cc. Right now, go there and sign up for the mobile coaching. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you sign up for that, then you'll get an email or two, and it's going to work you through the process to help you connect so that we can be connected, and you can get the coaching you need when you need it, not next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, but when you need it in the moment to help you save your marriage. All right, so let's dig into this last point, this third part about how to get your wife on board with marriage restoration. The third point here is about exploring ways to lead by example, showing positive change in your behavior, because she's going to be looking for this. She's going to need this. So what does this look like? The first, work on yourself first. If you want the marriage to improve, you must be the first one to step up. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Okay? This goes back to what I just offered with the coaching. If you need help working on yourself, go sign up for the coaching. Okay? If you really want your marriage to improve, you need to step up and be the one to step up first. And you need to work on you. You can't control her. You already know that. She can't control you. What you can do is you can control yourself. You can improve yourself. And when she sees that, you're now leading by example. So you work on yourself first. Next, be consistent. One day efforts won't cut it. It's like going to the gym. You can go one day, you're not going to see a change. It's going to take consistent daily effort, okay? Be consistent. She needs to see long-term genuine change in your attitude, actions, and responses. Okay? She's got to see it. That's how she'll know you're truly engaged. And the more she sees it, the more she will engage. Next, improve your communications. Listen more. Do you hear me? Listen more. Interrupt less. And respond with patience instead of frustration. Okay? You've heard it probably said, I know I grew up with my dad telling me, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. So shut your mouth and listen twice as much, at least, as you talk. Do the same with her. Think the same way with her. She'll know you're listening. You're improving your communication by listening. The very best communicators in the world are the ones that are listening. They're not hearing to respond. They're not listening just so they know when she stopped talking so they can say what they want to say. They're truly listening to take in what she has to say, to process it, and to let that work on changing them as well as communicating well with her. So improve your communication. Next, be intentional with affection and kindness. And I understand with this one, with the men that I do currently coach and a lot of the men that I talk to, everybody's at a different stage in the intimacy or affection stage, right? So there's some men that are going to listen to this and they're still having regular sexual relations with their wives. There's other men that they haven't touched each other in months or years, right? And they're living life as roommates alone. So you have to kind of interpolate where you are as I teach you this, but you need to be intentional with affection and kindness. Small, consistent acts of kindness go a long way. For some of you, it's a simple thank you. Okay? For others, it's a compliment. For others, it's a longer hug or a deeper kiss, more affection. You have to just take this and interpolate it for your relationship where it is right now. But small, consistent acts of kindness go a long way. A simple thank you, a compliment, maybe an unexpected hug can start to soften these barriers. It is absolutely critical. Okay, so be intentional with affection and kindness. Next, show leadership in love. Leadership is not about control, gentlemen. It's about setting a strong, loving example. That's what leadership truly is. Taking responsibility, leading with integrity, showing her what a restored marriage could look like. This is leadership. So show leadership in love. Set a strong example, a loving example. Taking responsibility, leading with integrity. When she sees, it's easy for me to say, when she sees you taking responsibility, working on yourself, okay, you're showing her and demonstrating to her how intent you are and how you're leading yourself, then she will begin over time to understand he's making himself more capable to lead me. This is what a restored marriage could look like. And finally, stay the course. Even if she resists at first, and I can't speak to this one highly enough. If she doesn't immediately respond, don't retreat into frustration or old patterns. You can't do that. Okay? You got to keep leading, you got to keep improving, and you got to let your actions do the talking. Now, you have to understand with this one. If she's resistant at first, it's going to take even longer. But as I said early on in this podcast, in this episode, okay, your marriage didn't fail overnight. It took a long time for you two to get where you are. It's going to take the time to get back. And she's going to need to see that. And if you two have tried to work through some of this stuff before, when she starts to see the changes that you're making, when she starts to see you improving, when she starts to see you again trying to lead or starting to lead out in the marriage or in the home, at first she's going to resist, but then she's just going to watch. And I tell you what she's going to do. You've tried some of this stuff before, right? And when you tried it before, she knows in her mind, oh, he's going to try this again. Okay, well, I know what's going to happen. This is going to last for about a week, or this action I see over here is going to last for 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's going to fade again, just like it always does. And so she's going to resist. She knows if I resist, well, what he's doing here, if I resist this for a week, he'll be back to his old ways again. Oh, this over here, oh, this looks good. But if I resist this for 2 or 3 weeks, he'll be right back to the way it used to be. So it's important that you take some time, kind of do an assessment of yourself. Where am I showing her leadership? How am I changing? And then, have I tried this before? If I did, how long did it last? You're going to have to be honest with yourself. Because she's going to resist. If she's resistant, she's going to continue to resist for as long as she did before, and it's going to fade away again. And that's what she's expecting. But it won't be until after however long that was, that time limit, once she sees, oh, wait a minute, this last time, this only lasted a week. He's been doing this 3 or 4 weeks now. He's been doing this a couple of months, and he's still doing it. He's still leading. This is different this time. Now she may start to respond. But you're going to have to prove to her that you're going to stay the course. Even if she's resisting, you stay the course. And when she sees you continue to lead, continue to improve, let your actions do the talking, and you're not retreating, she's not seeing you frustrated, she's not seeing the old patterns reemerge, now she'll take a look at potentially being involved. So stay the course even if she resists. And finally, gentlemen, some closing thoughts. Marriage restoration really isn't about convincing your wife. It's about becoming the man she naturally wants to reconnect with. That's what's really happening here. You really can only change yourself. So it's not really about convincing her. It's about becoming the man that she wants to reconnect with. When she sees consistent positive change in you, she'll be more open to healing the relationship. But she's got to see it first. So take action today. Even if she's not on board, take action today and trust that real transformation starts with you. And if you need help with that transformation, I've just opened it up today. You can go to the mensaveyourmarriage.com website and you can sign up for mobile coaching today. If you've never had a coach, then this may be what you need to start the transformation, to encourage you to maintain that consistency and transform into the man you want to be, so that you're the kind of man she wants to reconnect with. I thank you, gentlemen. I look forward to the next episode. This is a very good one, and this is a very significant episode. This is how you get her on board with rebuilding and saving the marriage. I look forward to seeing you guys the next time. Until then, take care. And gentlemen, have a great day. Bye-bye.